Hi children, hope you all are safe, healthy and happy at home. So today children, I am going to start the next chapter of the chemistry, that is the electrochemistry. So in the electrochemistry chapter, we had to cover the following topics. In this, the topics are the redox reaction, EMF of a cell, that is the electromotive force, standard electrode potential, Nernst equation and its application to chemical cells, relation between the Gibbs energy change and EMF of a cell, conductance in electrolytic solution, specific and molar conductivity, variation of conductivity with concentration, Kohlrausch law and electrolysis. So we have to cover these topics in this chapter. So before going inside the chapter, first I would like to introduce you about what is the electrochemistry. And in the electrochemistry, there are two important cells, that are the electrochemical cells and electrolytic cells. Okay, so as we know that the many chemical transformations and the industrial process in our daily life that are based on the electrical energy and its relationship with the chemical energy. Students, we have seen that there are a large number of spontaneous redox reaction which form the basis of production of the electrical energy. So the electrochemical cell or the galvanic cell or the voltaic cells are the device in which the chemical processes are carried out, and by carrying out these chemical processes, some electrical energy is produced. So electrochemical cell is basically what? First is the electrochemical cell. So in the electrochemical cell, which is also named as the galvanic cell, in the electrochemical cell, it is the device in which the chemical reactions are carried out, and basically the chemical reactions are the redox reaction. Redox reaction means the reduction and the oxidation. The chemical reaction in which the reduction as well as oxidation is taking place simultaneously, that chemical reactions are named as the redox reaction. So in the electrochemical cell, it is a device in which the chemical processes like the redox reaction are carried out to produce some electrical energy. For example, the Daniell cell is one of the important example of the electrochemical cell, and in the Daniell cell the chemical reaction is taking place, that is the copper plus 2, this is present in the aqueous solution, and plus zinc, this is present in the form of metal strip, solid form. On reaction, this copper plus 2 gaining the 2 electron from zinc, it get reduced and converted into copper solid, and this zinc undergo the oxidation reaction by losing the 2 electron, and the zinc is converted into Zn plus 2 and it comes in the aqueous solution. So this is the reaction which is taking place in the Daniell cell, and the Daniell cell is one of the important example of the electrochemical cell. And in this electrochemical cell, the redox chemical reaction is carried out to generate or to produce some electrical energy. After that, there are many non-spontaneous redox reactions can be made to occur by the use of electrical energy. Means the electrical energy is provided to carried out the redox reaction. So it is an example of the non-spontaneous redox reaction. For example, when we pass the electricity into the solution of water, when the electricity is passed into the solution of aqueous solution of water, then what happens? It undergo electrolysis to form the hydrogen gas plus oxygen gas. Okay, so in this way we can define, this is the example of electrolytic cell. It is the electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell. Here in this electrolytic cell, it utilizes the electrical energy to carry out the chemical redox reaction. So the process associated with such transformation is called the electrolysis. This is the example of electrolysis, because here the electricity is passed to electrolyze the water in the form of hydrogen plus oxygen gas, and the device which is used to carry out this electrolysis process, that is named as the electrolytic cell. Another example of the electrolysis is when the electricity is passed through the solution of aluminium oxide. Here the electricity is passed, and so this process is named as the electrolysis process. So when electricity is passed through this solution, what happens? It gives 4 mole of aluminium plus 3 moles of oxygen. So students, hope you clear the concept. What is the electrochemical cell? In the electrochemical cell, the chemical reactions are carried out to produce the electrical energy, and the example is the Daniell cell. This electrochemical cell is also named as the galvanic cell or voltaic cell. And in this, another example is the electrolytic cell. And in the electrolytic cell, the electricity is used to carry out the chemical reaction. That particular device is named as the electrolytic cell, and in the electrolytic cell, the chemical reactions are carried out by passing the electricity. What is electrochemistry? The electrochemistry is the branch of chemistry which deals with the relationship between the electrical energy and the chemical energy, and the interconversion of one form of energy to another form. So in the electrochemistry chapter, we had to basically focus on the relationship between the electrical energy and chemical energy. In the case of electrochemical cell, the chemical reactions are carried out to produce the electrical energy. In the case of electrolytic cell, the electrical energy is converted into the chemical energy. So after that, this is the introduction about the chapter electrochemistry. What is the electrochemistry? And in this, the first topic is the redox reaction. So first topic is the redox reaction. Redox reaction. In the redox reaction, there is term that is the red, RED, and ox. This RED means the reduction reaction, and ox means the oxidation reaction. Okay. So what is the redox reaction? The chemical reaction involving the oxidation and the reduction processes are called the redox reaction. So what is the oxidation and what is the reduction? Students, you have studied this topic in the 11th class also. There is a chapter that is the redox reaction, and in the redox reaction there is 2 important terms, that is the oxidation and reduction. And oxidation and reduction, the another important terms are the oxidizing agent and reducing agent. So first I would like to define you about the oxidation reaction. What is oxidation? So oxidation is defined as the process in which a species increases the oxidation number by losing one or more electron, and the substance which is undergoing the oxidation is called the reducing agent. For example, in the case of Daniell cell, the zinc undergo the oxidation to convert it into +2 Zn +2 ion by losing 2 electron. Here the zinc undergo oxidation, and since it undergo oxidation, it means it help in the reduction of another species. So it is named as the reducing agent. Okay students, means oxidation is defined as the process in which a species increases the oxidation number by losing one or more electron, and the substance which undergo the oxidation is help in the reduction process because it loses the 2 electron, and that 2 electrons were gained by the copper +2 ion and converted into copper. It means it help in the reduction of copper +2 ion in the aqueous solution. So this zinc is named as the reducing agent. Reducing agent is the species which help in the reduction process. Second is, what is reduction? Just reverse of the oxidation process. The reduction is the process in which a species decreases the oxidation number by gaining one or more electron. Okay. For example, here the copper +2, it decreases the oxidation number by gaining the 2 electron which is lost by the zinc, and in this way it undergo the reduction process, but it help in the oxidation of zinc. So it is named as the oxidizing agent. This is oxidizing agent. It means the species which undergo the oxidation is a reducing agent. The species which undergo reduction is an oxidizing agent. Means the reducing agent is the species which help in the reduction process. Oxidizing agent is the species which help in the oxidation process. Here one important point is very important, that neither oxidation nor reduction can take place alone. Means the oxidation and reduction cannot take place in alone. It always takes place simultaneously. One species is undergoing the oxidation, another species is undergoing the reduction process. So the redox reaction can term as the chemical reaction because it involves the transfer of electron from one species to another species. So the redox reaction is a chemical reaction involving the transfer of electron from one species to another species, that is from the reducing agent to oxidizing agent. So the redox reaction is the main basis of the electrochemical cell and electrolytic cell. The next topic is the galvanic cell. Galvanic cells, which is also named as the electrochemical cells. It is also named as the electrochemical cell or voltaic cell. Voltaic cells. Okay students, the next topic is the galvanic cell, electrochemical cell and voltaic cell. As I have explained you, that is the electrochemical cell is the device in which the chemical reactions, that is the redox reaction, is carried out to produce some electrical energy. So the galvanic cell is the device in which the chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. So the galvanic cell or the electrochemical cell or the voltaic cell are the device in which the chemical energy is converted into the electrical energy. So in the galvanic cell, the redox reaction is carried out in an indirect manner, and the decrease in the free energy during the chemical process is made to appear as a electrical energy. So in order to understand this concept, let us consider the zinc copper sulfate reaction as the basis of the reaction. Okay students, so zinc plus copper plus 2. This zinc is present in the metal strip solid form, and copper plus 2 is present in the aqueous solution form, and after that the zinc is by losing its 2 electron, the zinc is converted into Zn plus 2, and the copper plus 2, the electron which is lost by the zinc, and it is converted into Zn plus 2. That 2 electron were gained by the copper plus 2 in the aqueous solution, and after gaining 2 electron, the copper plus 2 is converted into copper metal. Here the zinc loses its 2 electron and help in the reduction process. So it act as a reducing agent. It act as a reducing agent, whereas the 2 electron is gained by the copper plus 2 and it help in the oxidation of the zinc, so it is named as the oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Students, you can see the oxidation number. In this, the zinc metal form, the solid form, any species which are existing in the solid form having the oxidation number 0, and here it is converted into plus 2. It means it decreases the oxidation number, increases the oxidation number, and here the copper plus 2, there is a decrease in the oxidation number, and the copper plus 2 is converted into copper. So this is the oxidation, and here the 2 electrons were gained by the copper plus 2 and converted into the copper having the oxidation number 0. So this is the example of the reduction. So the zinc is acting as a reducing agent and copper plus 2 is acting as a oxidizing agent. So with the help of this picture, you can see in the slide, that is you can clearly understand what is the representation of the electrochemical cell. Okay, so students, in its simple form, you can see that in this picture, that is the zinc strip is dipped in the zinc sulfate solution and a copper strip is dipped in the copper sulfate solution, and these two are taken in a separate beaker. The two metallic strips which act as electrode are connected by the conducting wire through a voltmeter. The two solution you can see on the board, that is the two solutions, that is the solution of copper sulfate and the solution of zinc sulfate. These two solutions are joined by an inverted U-shaped tube that is named as the salt bridge. This U-shaped tube is named as the salt bridge. Okay, then the salt bridge, how the salt bridge is prepared? This salt bridge is filled with the solution of some electrolyte that may be either the potassium chloride, that is the KNO3 potassium nitrate, okay, or ammonium chloride. We can also take the ammonium chloride. Any specific type of electrolyte is filled in this U tube, and to which gelatin or agar-agar is also added to convert it into a semi-solid form. The deflection in the voltmeter indicates that when a deflection is observed in the voltmeter, the deflection in the voltmeter indicates that there is a potential difference between two electrodes is existing. It has been found that the conventional current flows from the outer circuit, that is from copper to zinc strip, and we know that the electron in the case of Daniell cell, in this electrochemical cell, the electron will move from zinc to copper, and conventional current move from copper to zinc, that is in the reverse direction. Then how this cell is working? The working of the cell, that is in this, the zinc is undergoing the oxidation to form Zn+2 ion. This is the chemical reaction which is taking place in the Daniell cell or in the electrochemical cell. Here what chemical reaction is taking place and how the cell is working? So the zinc metal is converted into Zn+2 ion by undergoing the oxidation reaction, and the electron liberated during the oxidation are pushed through the conducting wire to the copper strip. Here the electrons are moved through conducting wire to the copper strip, and copper ions which is present in the copper sulfate solution, these copper ions towards the copper strip pick up the electron and get reduced to copper atom and get deposited at the copper strip. So students, in this way, in the electrochemical cell, you can see that in the one half cell we are taking the zinc sulfate in, and metal is the zinc strip, and in the another half cell we are taking the solution of copper sulfate and in which the copper strip is dipped. So when the zinc is converted into Zn+2 ion by undergoing the oxidation process, this Zn+2 comes into the aqueous solution, and in the another half cell the copper +2 which is present in the aqueous solution, through the conducting wire, when the electron is coming from the zinc side, then it gains the 2 electron, and after gaining the 2 electron it is converted into copper and get deposited at the copper strip. So ultimately we see that the rod of the zinc in one half cell get thinner and the rod of the copper get thicker. Okay, so the electrode at which the oxidation occurs is anode. Anode is the electrode at which oxidation occurs is anode. The electrode on which oxidation is taking place, that electrode is named as the anode. For example, the zinc. On the zinc oxidation is taking place, that electrode is named as the anode, and at which reduction is taking place, the electrode at which reduction is taking place, that is named as the cathode. In the electrochemical cell, the electrode at which the oxidation is taking place, that is in the case of Daniell cell, the zinc is undergoing the oxidation process, so the zinc electrode is a anode, whereas in the copper half cell the reduction process is taking place, so the copper electrode is named as the cathode. So in this zinc strip, the zinc strip is the anode and the copper strip is cathode. So due to oxidation process occurring at anode, it become a source of electron and acquire a negative charge in the cell. Okay, because in the case of during oxidation process is taking place at the anode, so it become a source of electron, so it acquire a negative charge. Similarly, due to the reduction process which is taking place in the another half cell, since when the reduction process is occurring at the cathode, it acquire the positive charge, and when it acquire a positive charge, it become the receiver of electron. So in the electrochemical cell, the anode electrode act as a negative terminal, whereas the cathode electrode act as a positive. Okay, so it means the anode is acting as a negative terminal and the cathode, which act as a receiver of electron, it become the positive terminal, because in this case the during oxidation process is occurring at the anode, it become a source of electron, so it acquire a negative charge because it acting as a source of electron. It undergoing the oxidation process, it loses the electron, so it become a source of electron, and when it become a source of electron, it acquire the negative charge, so it act as a negative terminal in the case of electrochemical cell. Similarly, in the case of cathode, what happens? The cathode acquire a positive charge, and because it become a receiver of electron, and since it become a receiver of electron, it has some positive charge, and due to the formation of that positive charge, this electrode is acting as a positive terminal. So in the case of electrochemical cell, the anode electrode act as a negative terminal, whereas the cathode electrode is acting as a positive terminal. Next, students, in the picture you see that there is a U-shaped, inverted U-shaped salt bridge is placed, and in this salt bridge a solution of potassium chloride, ammonium chloride or potassium nitrate, and that solution is mixed with the gelatin or agar-agar, so that the U-shaped tube contain a semi-solid paste. Okay, and in this the inert electrolyte is used. And students, then what is the function of this salt bridge? This is the one of the important question basically comes in the CBSE examination, that is, what is the role of salt bridge, why it is connected, placed in the electrochemical cell, then what role it play in the electrochemical cell. So there are some important points you must note in the case of the salt bridge, that is, this salt bridge does not react chemically with the solution in either of the compartment, does not interfere with the net cell reaction. Then what are the important function? This is the condition of the inert electrolyte which is placed in the salt bridge. Then what is the function of the salt bridge? These two are the important function of the salt bridge. That is, it allow the flow of current by completing the circuit. Second is, it maintain the electrical neutrality. This is the idea about the electrochemical cell. Then in the case of chemistry, how can we represent the galvanic cell? The next is the representation of galvanic cell, that is the electrochemical cell. So students, in the case of galvanic cell, this galvanic cell is the combination of two half cell. In this, it is a combination of two half cells. One half cell is regarding the oxidation and another half cell is the reduction. Means in one half cell the oxidation reaction is carried out, in another half cell reduction. So the one half cell is named as the oxidation half cell, and another is named as the reduction half cell. In the case of Daniell cell, the half cell in which the zinc strip is dipped in the zinc sulfate solution, and here the oxidation is taking place, so it is named as the oxidation half cell. Whereas in the case of another half cell where the copper strip is dipped in the copper sulfate solution, and there the reduction is taking place because the 2 electrons were gained by the copper plus 2 solution to convert it into copper, and since where the reduction is taking place, so that half cell is named as the oxidation half cell. So basically, if we represent the element with capital M, okay, so for example the zinc, Zn, copper, okay, but here we are going to generally represent the galvanic cell, so we have to first assume that if the metal is represented as the M, then its oxidized state in the solution, then how we represent it? That is the Mn n plus. N means the number of electron lose or gain. Okay, means number of electron loosed हो गया में, because here the Mn plus means here the M represent the element and Mn plus represent the oxidized state. Oxidized state of the element. Then the oxidation half cell is represented as, how we represent the oxidation half cell? The oxidation half cell is represented as, that is the metal is converted into Mn plus and it has some concentration. So this concentration is represented in the bracket. So if the concentration is 1 mole, 0.1 mole, because this is the in the solid form metal, and when it undergo the oxidation process, it converted into the ion form. It converted into the oxidized state. Similarly, the reduction half cell is represented as, because in the case of reduction, the oxidized state, that is the Mn plus, gains some electron and it has some concentration value, and after gaining it some electron, that is the N electron, it converted into the metal. So basically the galvanic cell is represented in the, because it consists of two half cell. One is the oxidation half cell, another is the reduction half cell. In the oxidation half cell, oxidation is carried out. So the oxidation half cell is represented as the metal is converted into Mn plus by losing 2 electron, because it undergo the oxidation process. And in the Mn plus, it has some concentration value, so the concentration value placed in this bracket. In the case of reduction half cell, because the metal is undergoing the reduction process, so here the Mn plus from the aqueous solution gain the electron and converted into the element. So a cell is represented by writing the cathode on the right hand side and anode on the left hand side. The two vertical lines are put between the two half cell, which indicates the salt bridge. So students, in the case of galvanic cell or Daniell cell, how can we represent the galvanic cell, Daniell cell? That is, a cell is represented by writing the cathode on right hand side and anode on the left hand side. So the anode is represented on the left hand side and cathode is represented on the right hand side. So in the case of Daniell cell, then the anode is Zn plus 2 is Zn is converted into Zn plus 2. Here this is the oxidation half cell, and a double vertical line is placed between the oxidation half cell and the reduction half cell. That two vertical lines indicates that these two half cells are separated by the salt bridge, and this is the anode is represented on the left hand side and cathode is represented on the right hand side, and the cathodic reaction is the copper plus 2 is converted into copper, and here we have to represent some concentration value, that is the 1 molar, and it also in the 1 molar concentration, and this is in the solid form. So simply we write the Zn, zinc and copper. That is, a cell is then simply represented by writing the cathode on right hand side and anode on left hand side. That is, on the anode oxidation is carried out and on the cathode reduction is carried out, and two vertical lines are placed between two half cells, that is, in between the oxidation half cell and reduction half cell, two vertical lines are placed. These two vertical lines represent that the half cell are separated by the salt bridge, and that salt bridge is an inverted U-shaped tube. Okay students, so in the next class we continue the next topic. Till then student, be safe and keep learning.